The U.S. Forest Service built the High Rock Lookout for fire spotters in 1931. While technology has made these lookouts obsolete, the view has not changed. And that's why volunteers are spending countless hours trying to restore this historic viewpoint.
The problems of the world melt away when you're sitting here looking at these wondrous mountains.
It's a 1.5-mile hike, a steep one, up to this work site.
I retired a few years ago, and I have the luxury of coming up here midweek.
Most of the crew is not getting paid.
I don't know if these are gnats, some kind of fly, but they seem to be in a bit of a frenzy now that the weather's gotten better.
And there are flies, hundreds of flies. But at High Rock Lookout, there's nothing to complain about.
Because this is kind of almost like a sacred site now to those that come up here almost as a pilgrimage to see this spectacular view.
Chris Gustafson is a historic preservation contractor, working with dozens of volunteers to restore and rebuild the old fire lookout. The project began more than a decade ago. The near 100-year-old structure was showing its age. Vandals didn't help either. The Forest Service stopped using the building in 2004. Rather than burn it down like a lot of the other lookouts, volunteers here rallied.
Where I'm standing right here in the center is where the Osborne firefinder would be, where you'd be able to triangulate and find where wildfires are.
They took apart the pieces, repairing as much of the original lumber as possible.
I feel like we'll be keeping about 80% original, 20% new.
They've had to haul materials up by foot and by helicopter. They worked through heavy rains last week and still have a ways to go. But they say all this work will be worth it for generations to come.
And I think the people that pilgrimage up to this place, I don't know how many of them would walk away from this becoming a lesser person from it. You grow from the challenge. You enrich from this beautiful environment, and you change little by little by little.
The trail up here has been closed to the public for most of the summer. It does reopen September 15th. The volunteers won't quite be finished. They're hoping to be all wrapped up by the winter, but they're still looking for more volunteers and more donations. If you'd like to help, we have that information on our website, king5.com.